Welcome everyone to today's stream. We are here for the first round of PAFR F1 Season 6 for the Bahrain Grand Prix. My name is Phoenix1. I will be your commentator for today's race. Unfortunately, there have been some issues with the PAFR YouTube account, so the race is just being streamed on my personal account for today. I'm guessing the stream will be uploaded later on to the official PAFR account. Yeah, shouldn't have to worry us. Shouldn't cause any more issues during the race at least. Just a different channel for the race being streamed on this week. Yeah, first drivers are already leaving the pit lane here at the Bahrain International Circuit, of course. Well, not even, I was about to say relatively new addition to the calendar, but it's been in the calendar for almost 20 years at this point. 2004 was the first time that this track was raced on. The time, of course, well, actually, still in the V10 era of Formula 1. Of course, very nostalgic era for many people. It was a new track at the time, and now it's a rather established track. It's held a race almost every year. The only year it hasn't held a race was 2011, where the race was cancelled. Even held two races in 2020. Of course, one of those races being on a different track layout, namely the outer layout, which goes left after turn 4 and basically cuts out the entire second sector. And well, it's a bit like an oval at that point, really. Although not quite actually. I mean, it's not really an oval. Although it's a very short track at that stage, about 55 seconds I think with lap times. But on this normal layout, which of course is being used in this race today, I'm expecting time somewhere in the mid 127s. Pole times that is. Of course, the times will differ going further down the grid. Of course, I'm not actually that familiar with the grid here, I have to admit. I used to race in PAFR myself, but that's been, I think, 2 seasons ago now. So I'm not sure how the grid has developed since then. Maybe it's gotten faster. If it has, those predicted times that I just put out there might have been beaten by the end of this qualifying. Yeah, the first driver starting his lap is FL Charlie, who's actually on the mediums, driving for McLaren here, going down to turn 1. Second gear, and very, very aggressive on the power. You can see not short shifting either, so yeah, really trusting traction that the car does have. Of course, Formula 1 cars do have a lot of traction, although this game probably not as much as they should have. See him taking a lot of curb there on the entry into turn 5. Now almost flat through turn 6 and 7, had to lift a little bit just to keep the traction, keep the maybe the tires in track a little bit. But I would say this has been a decent lap from Charlie. Of course, he is on the medium, so I'm not expecting this lap time to be pole position or anything like that. Just the first banker for him and for everyone else. A nice little target to beat. You can now see him moving over towards the right here, all the way onto the curb. And taking the curb on the inside line as well in the apex. Very good lines from Charlie here. Flat out through turn 12. Yes, indeed, keeps it flat all the way through. Purple, of course, as he is the first one to cross the second sector. And he only has one more corner to negotiate with. Well, two corners actually on the track map at least says 2, although realistically this is 1 corner. I don't think anybody would actually say that this is 2. But there we go. Charlie now. Dia is open. The cross line is going to be a 1:28.885 on the mediums. Let's see, 28.3 immediately beaten by Face Pantera by half a second. And we've got Benny 29.6 in the Haas. Ay Caramba 30.1. VIP GTA Gamer 28.8. So the time's really coming in now. Matt 29.0. Of course, one of the Alpha Tauris coming out the final corner. Is that the BGR Angel maybe? Yes, it is. Angel will be the next one to complete a lap in this qualification. He has opened 29.6 for the Alpha Tauri driver. One from McLaren's would be Sen 29.8, also on medium, so both McLaren's opting to go for mediums. 29.6 from Euge. I think at this point I can't name any every lap time. I think I've definitely missed a few at this point, so I'm gonna calm down a little bit. But yeah, right now 28.3 from Face Pantera. Still lap time beat. Charlie actually still in second on those mediums. So I think, yeah, Charlie and Pantera, the early pace hitters in this qualification. The pace gap between tires, I think, is actually bigger than 5:10. So I think once Charlie goes onto those softs, he could be a real contender. Reggie just jumped into second place, the Haas driver, 28.5. So Charlie has now been beaten to that front row. Although of course there is still lots of time to go in this session. 28.2 from Semper, new provisional pole position. Beats Pantera by about 1.5 tenths. Got Havina here, who is just now going to the very difficult turn 10. You can see him having to be very careful on the brakes to avoid a lockup going through turn 10 there. I mean, it's yeah, downhill, left hand, yeah, downhill turning while braking. Very, very easy to lock up. And then the curb on the outside, if you touch that even slightly, you get completely sent off the track. It's a very, very common mistake. Purple in second sector for Havina, 106.6. So looking like Havina is on the way to a very, very strong lap time, being led past one of the Mercedes drivers right there. And into the final corner, Havina down to 4th gear, up to 5th gear for traction on the exit. Takes the curb on exit as well. DRS will be open now, and it's going to be a 1:28.445 for Havina into P3. Strong lap time. And the next one, Lucas line, I believe, might actually be his teammate, who is, yes, also just now approaching the final corner. One of the Aston Martins, actually, who might be finishing a lap, I'm not entirely sure. No, he's going to the pits. Okay, so yeah. And there we go. 4th gear on exit to increase traction once again. DRS open over the line. 1:29.415. P11 for Juventino. I think Juventino is how this name is pronounced. I'm not sure if you pronounce this, well, the Sti Juventino. I'll go with Sti Juventino. I think that is correct. If I'm not correct in any of these names, please feel free to correct me. Of course, I do want to get the names right, to be respectful of the drivers here. Yeah, right now I think... Oh, one of the AlphaTauris right there just spun in front of Havina. I think that's Ivo. Yes, it is Ivo. Well, in turn 10, just as I said, very difficult corner. Although I'm not sure how he spun so abruptly in the middle of the corner. Did he just completely go 100% in the throttle for right in the apex? Not entirely sure. But yeah, right now I think nobody is on a push lap. Tommy Lee, is he on a push lap? He might be. Or is he going back to the pits? He's going back to the pits, okay. So nobody pushing at the moment. Well, 10 minutes to go in this qualifying session, so we're about halfway through. Everybody, apart from Eat My Dust, has now completed the first lap. I think Eat My Dust might have invalidated his first run. Or he just hasn't gone out, I'm not entirely sure. I didn't notice him out on track, to be honest, so he might also have just not done any runs yet. Looking at the track map, the first one who's done a lap is one of the Red Bulls. I'm not sure if that's Pantera or Aaron. Pantera, so we're still on board with Pantera here. Currently in P2, 1.5 tenths behind pole position. So if he manages to improve on the lap he's about to start by, well, 1.5 tenths, he could jump into pole position here to beat Samba. Of course, there is also still under contenders, the likes of Havina, Reggie, Charlie, very much up there in the fight. Eat My Dust is one has completed the lap, so we don't exactly know what his pace is looking like around here. We'll have to wait and see if he can join that top fight for pole position. Pantera now down to turn 1. Down to 3rd gear, 4th gear for the exit, increasing traction once again. Stays in 4th gear to turn 2, but he's lost it! A bit too aggressive on the throttle. And, well, what you normally see drivers do is actually they short shift to 5th gear for turn 2. It's a very aggressive short shift. But it's to prevent exactly what just happened from happening. It's just a little bit too much for the tires to take that aggressive throttle with high RPM. And, well, turn 2 also, you do have quite a bit of steering angle on the car. And then also, potentially the tires could start overheating. The softs overheat very quickly, even after 2 corners on a hot lap, they can start overheating. So you have to keep that in mind always. You can never be relaxed in a qualifying session on those soft tires. You always have to keep an eye on those tire temperatures. We've got FL Zen, Charlie's teammate here, currently down in P16 with a 29.8. But I believe he will be the next one to complete the lap as he just crosses the second sector line. 7 tenths up, so big improvement coming from FL Zen here. 7 tenths, that would be about a 29.1, so well, somewhere around P10. Ivor and Freestyle equal on times, actually 29.180 in P9 and 10. So around that could be where Ivor ends, Sen ends up, unless he also gains more time in the final sector. 28.916 goes into 28. P7 for FL Zen. We've got Reggie right here also, just going through turn 11. Approaching turn 12 now, should be flat out right there, the Aston Martin hopefully getting out of the way. Yes, indeed he is, and he's up by 1.5 tenths, just about. Might jump into P3, even P2 here, if he keeps this going. Just one more corner left to go. Braking at about where the curb starts on the left-hand side. Maybe not quite the exit and apex speed that he would have wanted. DS open 28.325 for Reggie P2. One more tenth to go to beat Semba in the end. So yeah, Semba still holding on to that pole position. But Reggie jumps up 2 places and puts himself on the front row. Wiener though is also now starting a lap. 7 minutes to go in this session. So still everything to play for. Probably 1 more, maybe 2 more laps for each driver if they want it. Yeah, 2 more is possible, but I think most will only do 1 more. Wiener up by 3 thousandths in the first sector, so apparently was already very close to optimal on his first run and can't improve that much in the second. Got one of the Alfa Romeos, letting him pass there, going to turn 10. Very good awareness going off the track to allow Hervina to go through. Diaz will now be open, of course, after turn 10. Very good line as well through turn 10. Very, very strong exit. Keeping in the 4th gear for that extra traction. The braking boards appear to be gone here at turn 11, which can be slightly annoying, especially, of course, for the drivers who don't use the racing line. Hopefully they will be able to still spot their braking points. Havina up by close to 1/10, 93 thousandths after sector 2. He could be challenging Pantera and Reggie for P2, P3 and 2, or if he gains some more time in the final sector, he might even jump onto pole position here. That exit didn't look all that strong, too far on the outside, too early. DS open, Havina 28.347. 98 thousandths gained, jumps into P3, splitting Pantera and Reggie. So Pantera now down into P4 after setting the pace early on. Charlie's also on the lap right now, first lap on the soft. I'm very interested to see how much time he can gain if he can jump up into those top places. And he's up by only 4 tenths actually, I would have expected more, to be honest. I thought the softs would have more of a pace difference compared to the mediums. But 410 still, that puts him at a 28.4, and of course more corners to go to gain some time. Well, 2 corners in the last sector, so let's see how much time he is able to gain in that turn 13 and 14 complex. And he goes over the line 28.331 into P3, very close between Reggie, Charlie and Ravina. Well, and Pantera as well, I mean all of them within, well, one of them in the 28.3s. So those 4 could be battling heavy in the race. Charlie's now actually run out of fuel, so we'll have to be careful going back to the pits not to block anyone. We've got one of the Alpha Tauris just approaching the final corner. That is FL Ivo, but he is slowing down, so well, no point watching that. Oh, we've got Juventino spinning out of turn 10. Well, he's kept it going, but the lap is certainly ruined. A mistake like that, that must have been, well, 1.5, 2 seconds I would say. Although I didn't see the entire moment that he had, but certainly enough to ruin his lap time. Well, and once again, nobody's in the push lap, everybody's either in the pits or driving back to the pits, I'm pretty sure. Actually, we've got Eat My Dust, I think, who might be on a push lap here. He hasn't completed the lap in this session yet. 4 minutes to go, so this might be his one and only chance if he wants to get a good qualifying lap. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, yeah, the final driver in this session not to complete the lap. Complete unknown for me. Let's see if he can get involved anywhere up the field. 107.1 in the second sector. I don't think that's on the pace for the frontrunners, but certainly a decent sector 2 time. Might be seeing him jump into the top 10 here as he approaches the final corner. Doesn't use much of the curb on entry. Could be a setup related choice, maybe running a lower, running car low to around 28.928. P13 for the Alpine driver. Yeah, about 1/10 away from the top 10. So a very, very close grid all the way through here, I would say. I think 1.4 seconds covering the entire field. Yeah, indeed, 1.4 seconds. and well, only 5 tenths covering the top 8, only 1.5 tenths covering the top 5, so we could be in for a very exciting race if the race pace for these guys is at all different to the qualifying pace. We've got the first drivers now leaving the pits. Pantera, Zook and Benny are on their out laps. So we'll be seeing some hot laps now being started soon. Benny will be the first one to start his final run in this session. He is currently in P17, 29.349. Although it is well, a very close gap between Aaron and Benny here, 29.324 for Aaron, so I would imagine those two will end up in a battle over position here in qualifying. As Benny goes around the final corner. Oh, bit of a slide. That might have lost him some momentum, and therefore time starting his lap now, going over the main straight. Quite a few people now leaving the pit, so hopefully they won't be getting in his way. There you can see them slowing down in the pit entry, letting him pass, very smart. And then the Alfa Romeo up ahead. Yeah, only the Alfa Romeo now, he should also be letting him pass soon, and Benny shouldn't be losing any time here. I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for the front runners. Pantera is about to start his lap, so I think once he does start we'll have to switch cameras and go over to him. Of course, the fight for pole here is the most important part, the part that all the focus on. 4.5 tenths gained by Benny, big improvements in the first sector alone, so Benny could be jumping up, well, close to the top 10 at least. Pantera is now starting a lap, so we'll go on board with Face Pantera here. P5 for the Red Bull driver, but the gap between P1 is only 1.5 tenths. Anyone in that top 5, I would say, has a very realistic chance at getting pole position in this session. As he... Oh, very aggressive curb through turn 2, but he gets away with it. That would have certainly gained him some time, I think. That was a very strong line from Face Pantera. 4th gear through turn 4. Exit on 5th gear for better traction, taking a bit of the curb. And now 1.5 tenths gain in the first sector, so if he keeps this up... Oh, but it's over! Pantera has lost it! And that's Pantera's qualifying done. He will not get around to do one more lap, and Pantera will be P5 at best. What about Charlie? He hasn't started yet. Reggie is just starting now. Semba hasn't started yet. Semba is right behind Charlie actually. Or behind Charlie's teammate, behind Sen. He's right behind Charlie, okay. Yeah, Reggie... 28.325. Let's see if he can improve on that. Can he snatch pole position away from Semba? 22 seconds to go. So the guys who haven't gone to the line yet will have to hurry up a little bit. For now in the final corner, I believe that is that Havina? Yes, that is Havina, but he will also make the line. So Havina will have the last chance, the last lap in this session. Unless that timer isn't accurate. I think the timer is now accurate in the game at all times, I believe. I've seen it glitched in past games, and I think now it does work correctly. Yeah, it does. Immediately we can see the checkered flags. And Reggie, well, 76 thousandths up in the first sector apparently. Charlie, 2 tenths up in the first sector, so real fight for pole position going on here. Semba doesn't say, okay. We'll go back on board with Reggie. How much time is he gaining through the second sector? Is he up by enough to snatch pole position? Just about, yes, but of course the other drivers can also still improve. Reggie might be on his way to pole position here, as he has one more corner to go. Can he bring it over the line? 3rd gear, will it be 4th gear exit? No, he stays in 3rd actually. And up to the line, Diaz will of course be open for Reggie. 28.152 pole position for now. But what about Charlie? What about Semba? What about Havina? What about, well, the rest of the grid as well, of course, have a chance as well still. But I think Havina, Charlie and Semba are the 3 main ones to look out for at this point. Charlie around the final corner. What will it be for the McLaren man? Can he jump into pole position? At least in the 2nd place. Charlie 28.060 and Semba right behind him 27.964. Finally someone breaking into the 27th. And Havina, I think he has abandoned the lap. Yes, Havina is going slowly. So that's it. Qualifying. Yes, it's done. Havina's the last one, still out on track. So there we go, qualifying is done. Semba, the only one in the 127s, 27.964 pole position. Strong lap from him. And then Charlie right behind him. Still a very close gaps. We can have a quick look at the gaps here. We'll put 1/10 only. So, well, 1/10 each about, just about, yeah, between the first 3 drivers. Reggie in P3. Then Havina completing the second row in P4. Dominic Lee in P5 has beaten Pantera in the end, who of course, well, only completed that banker lap. He didn't actually complete any laps after that first run, which has certainly cost him some positions. I think he could have been certainly further up the field if he had done, or if he had completed those laps. But of course, that is up to him to, well, to work on, to not make those mistakes anymore. I'm sure he will learn from that. Matt in P4, right behind Pantera, then Zuke in P8, Ivor in P9, Zen in P10, GTA Gamer in P11, Freestyler in P12, Juventino in P13, Eat My Dust in P14, also having only completed one lap, Benny in P15, Ikaramba in P16, Aaron in P17, very close gaps here from P15 to P17 as well. P18 as well, Angel, very, very close, about, what's that, 24 thousandths of a second. Euge, the last completed lap in P19, and then STR Noise, who I believe joined late in qualifying and didn't manage to complete any lap at all. And there we go, qualifying is done. We're now loading into the race. Drivers will be choosing their strategies. I believe they get about a few minutes to do so, unless somebody presses ready up on accident. So yeah, drivers, I'm expecting medium to hard, or hard to medium. About 16 laps on hards and 13 on mediums, I think is the optimal. Of course, depends on undercuts, overcuts, how those track positions, whether you get the traffic if you pit or not. But in general, about 16 to 13 is the ratio you get. 16 laps on hards, 13 laps on mediums. Softs are not really an option. They just don't last for any amount of time. We might see people putting them on in case of a late safety car, or just for a gamble at the start. But otherwise, softs really, well, even you can probably do a soft to hard, but you spend so much time on the hard tire, which obviously is slower than medium, that the gain you would have by having the soft tire is completely evaporated. And of course, you can't actually really use the pace of the soft tire anyway early on, because you'll be stuck in traffic in the first few laps, having to adjust your braking points, your lines, your your speed to the other cars around you, and being aware of them. So yeah, we should be in for a very, very exciting race after such a close qualifying session, which is exactly what we want to see, of course. Well, as we are in Bahrain, I think there's virtually no chance of rain, so the strategy should be rather straightforward, unless, of course, there are any safety cars, which is a, 20-car grid. One driver out of 20 can always make a mistake, just drop it on a curb somewhere, or get into an incident, and we can very, very quickly see a safety car come out, and that could completely throw the race upside down. So the drivers will have to keep that in mind, actually, making the strategy. You can often get caught out if the safety car got the wrong timing for you, depending on your strategy, if you start on hards or mediums. If, for example, if you're starting on hards and there's a very early safety car, the medium runners will pit for hards and go to the end, which you can't do, obviously, because you are already on the hard. And in that case, you will be in big trouble. Although, well, the same can go the other way. If you're on mediums and there's a late safety car and you've already boxed while the hard runners haven't, their hard runners will have a big advantage. Yeah, being on the medium tire already, and then also probably having track position. And there we go, drivers have now readied up. You can have a look at the tires. Formation lap has been started. Hard tires for most people, a few mediums. Well, 2 in the top 10, Ivo and Zuke, then Freestyler, Juventino and Ikaramba on the mediums, rest of the grid on hards. Nobody has opted to gamble on softs. So yeah, we won't be seeing anyone in the top 5, top 6 who were dominating qualifying, as Pantera has lost it, coming out of turn 3 there. But thankfully, well, he's kept it going. Lost a few places, but he's gonna overtake him right back, okay. Oh! Zen and GTA Gamer have been disqualified. And that could cause some chaos. That could certainly cause some chaos, as Reggie's also spun coming out of turn 4 there. Because if you get disqualified, you actually start on 70 degrees tires, which is a nightmare. And even worse, because those two are now right in the midfield, P10 and P11, in the middle of the field. I could see that being an issue on the start for people. Well, obviously for them, they will certainly lose a few places, and also for the people having to go around them, having to overtake them. Hopefully, they can manage that well, and it doesn't cause any incidents. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, Samba leaving the field here, working on the tires. Can we see the temperatures? About 80 degrees, you can see it on the wheel there. Yeah, on the left-hand side and right-hand side of the, well, bottom left and bottom right of the steering wheel monitor, basically. See it, well, those are the inside temperatures, which are, well, about 83, 84 on the left, 82, 83 on the right. Okay, so Zen has gotten them into a good window. Charlie has gone a bit higher on tires temperatures, so he's choosing to run a bit higher on the start. Well, the optimal is about somewhere around 93, 92. And you definitely don't want to be going above 100. And definitely on the hard tires, because, well, 105 is the cutoff point where it really gets bad. And if you're at above 95, really, even on the hards, you'll have a big problem on mediums and especially softs with overheating. But yeah, the drivers have now all lined up. We're done with the strategy talk, and we're ready to go racing. The 5 red lights will be on any moment. There we go, the 5 red lights are on now. We're ready for the race start. And okay, we've got a glitched 5 red lights, unfortunately, so we have to wait. And there we go, the start has finally happened now. Semba's gotten away not so well. Charlie's immediately jumped him. Reggie as well up his inside. Terrible start from Semba there. We've got Reggie and Havina. Havina as well going for the move on the inside. 3 wide through turn 1, although Havina has been squeezed out on the inside. But Semba keeps P2 from Reggie as well, although Reggie is so close behind him. He could very well go for a move into turn 4. We've got off the McLarens. That is Sen off in the background. Semba keeps to Reggie P3, Havina in P4, Matt in P5, Pantera and Ivo fighting over P6 and 7. Ivo, of course, using those mediums early on to make up places. Can he go around the outside through turn 5 and 6? No, he can't. Yes, he can. Oh, no, he can't. Havina is still up in P4, Pantera is still in P6, but Ivo and Freestyle are battling over P7, both, of course, wanting to use those mediums to make up further places. Dominic has dropped down to P9, so pretty bad start from him as well. Having started in P5, Matt up into P5 as well, so I think he was in P7. Very strong start, and he's attacking Havina for P4 already up the inside into turn 11. Can he pull this one off? Oh, and he's tapped him! Havina's round! Havina's round after contact with Matt into turn 11, and Havina is dropped all the way to the back of the field. Yes, P17. Only Aaron, Sen, and Zook behind him, who I believe also got into incident. Charlie, meanwhile, already pulled out a full second on Semba, so Charlie is flying up ahead, and he's actually got more ERS than the Mercedes driver. So Semba not getting away well at all here. He's been really struggling on his opening lap. And, well, he's already got a big gap to Charlie. And if Charlie manages to keep him out of DRS range, he could be running away with this race. Ivo going up the inside or freestyle into turn 1. And that should be a relatively easy move for the AlphaTauri driver. Moves into P6. Dominic Freestyle actually seems to have lost quite a few places here, so he's made a slight mistake there, losing the car on the exit of turn 1, I believe. We've got Dominic and Icaramba fighting over P8, and Benny trying to get involved round the outside of Dominic through turn 4. Out of nowhere, but he of course can't make that stick. Contact between Dominic and Icaramba, but they've both gotten away unscathed, I believe. No damage on either car. Bad line from Benny through turn 5 and 6, but Freestyle can't capitalize on it as he didn't have the exit speed going out of turn 7. Although he is now so close behind him, he could be, of course, those mediums. Great traction compared to the hards, especially early on now. Having warmed up better. He's using ES, he's trying to go for a move, certainly, but he's just not quite got the straight line speed. So Benny may be running lower wings than Freestyler here. Also having to take a look at the front runners. Pantera is staying close to Matt, the rest of them about 1 second apart. So pretty much everyone is breaking the ES in the car behind. Yellow flags in Sector 2. I believe that's GTA Gamer who's lost it coming out of turn 11. Not sure if he made contact with another car or if he just... no, actually it's Zook, sorry, not GTA Gamer. Evil Zook has lost it out of turn 11. Slight mistake from Freestyler on the exit of turn 14. Lost some exit speed. We've got Pantera, very close to Matt. I think he might be trying to go for a move into turn 1. Although, no, he's gonna wait at least for turn 4. course, he also has the 3 medium runners behind him. Juventino and Ivor now battling. I was about to say they could attack Pantera, but now certainly not. Juventino and Ivor side by side down into turn 4, and it looks like Ivor has pulled ahead once again. Yes, he has. Defending successfully from the Ferrari driver. Although on the exit, he did have a little look up the, outside even for turn 5. Although it would turn to the inside for turn 6 once again. But he wasn't able to get the traction down. And Ivor still stayed ahead. Freestyler is still right behind Benny here. But Noise has been making his way through the field as well. He started in P20, now up to P12. Good progress from the Williams man, who joined late during qualifying. He's trying to, make his way into the points, into the top 10. Which is he's very close to it now. Samba is back in DRS range to Charlie, which could be crucial, but he's also out of DRS range to Reggie. So Samba and Charlie have broken away from the field. And now it's all about Samba staying in that DRS of Charlie and making sure he doesn't drop away. Because DRS a very big advantage, especially on a track like Bahrain. 3 DRS straights, 2 of them are quite long. So it's a big time gain if you do get the DRS, and once you have it, it's very, very difficult for the car ahead to break away. And Samba actually didn't have DRS on this straight. Does he have it for the next one? I believe he does. Benny is now passing Domily. But the move's already been done by the time I managed to switch over. Apologies about missing that one. We'll go on board up ahead with Icaramba as Juventino and Ivor are battling hard. Once again, Ivor seems to have made a mistake coming out of turn 3. And Icaramba very late on the brakes. Just about manages to avoid Ivor. Thankfully no incident between the two of them there. But that very well could have gone badly. He, just about managed to dodge him. Slight mistakes once again going through turn 7, but Domily up the inside of turn 9, and we've got Freestyler taking advantage as well round the outside through turn 10, but he has to pull out, and Benny stays in P10 for now, although he taps Domily, and Freestyler now has the opportunity to go round the outside and finally gets the move done. I think, yes, Freestyler is ahead of Benny. We've got Noise having a little look, I think, as well. It's so close here between the midfield drivers here around the P10 area. Really battling it out for that final points paying position. Of course, every point in the championship counts, even early on in the season. It's crucial to get those points in if you want to get a good position. And Freestyler still looking to make more progress here as he's right behind the Alpine of Domily. Samba now the fast lap, so he is bringing down the gap to Charlie. And there we go, we're now on the main straight. Can Freestyler go for a move? Up ahead also, Icaramba is up the inside of Ivor. We've got 2 battles going on at once. And Domily doesn't manage to defend. Only there's actually, there was somebody spinning, that's Benny! Benny is spun at turn 1. Ivor is attacking Icaramba, who is just overtaking him into turn 1, but Ivor has no ERS at all. And he has to avoid him as well into turn 4 as Ivor has braked quite a bit later than the Alfa Romeo man. But once again, both of them getting away well and cleanly, no contact made between them, thankfully. We also have Pantera on the back of Matt with lots of ERS as well in his car, so he certainly has a good chance at overtaking for P4 here, challenging for the podium. Also, the race is still not coming down now. We're 5 minutes into the race and we've still got battles all over the field. If it continues like this, we're in for a very, very exciting race today. Ivor, still trying to attack Icaramba, but of course no ERS in this car at all as we saw earlier. So it's gonna be difficult for him. He has to do it, old school basically. No electronic help from the ERS system. Yeah, Icaramba has a little bit of ERS, so if he wants to defend, he certainly can. Ivor will of course at least have the DRS to give an advantage to him. But will that be enough for him? He's burning the little ERS he has. He's trying to go for a move. But does he have any chance? It doesn't. Pantera meanwhile is gone past Matt into turn 1. Ivor is gonna go up the inside of Icaramba, who's heavily defending. And Ivor gets it done. But once again, Icaramba will probably now have the ERS into turn 4. And might be able to get back at him. He's burning ERS. He doesn't have DRS actually. Seems like Ivor passed him after the activation point. Icaramba is trying it anyway. Round the outside into turn 4. Doesn't have the traction. and has to back out. Domily and Noise now firing up P10. Noise moving ahead up the inside through turn 4 on the exit. Very nicely done. The Williams now into the points paying positions. Although he's been tapped going through turn 9. Oh, sorry, turn 8 actually. And Domily is back past him. Domily tapped him slightly through turn 8. And, well, Noise got put off line by that. And Domily took advantage. Although Noise is now burning ERS to get back past him onto the next DRS straight. That's a pretty easy move. And Domily's teammate Eat My Dust up the inside as well. Two Alpines now battling over P11. The teammates not getting along all too well early on here at the Bahrain Grand Prix. Domily is still right behind Noise here as well, so that battle will not be stopping anytime soon. Freestyler. Look how close these medium runners are battling here. The three Ivo, Freestyler and Icaramba are not giving up on these positions at all. Well, both Icaramba and Ivo are now blinking, so they're below 10%, Freestyler on 20, so it doesn't have much, well, none of these guys have a lot of ERS left, so they're having to battle the old school way once again. Eat My Dust now up the inside of Domily, breaks very, very late! Wow, almost hitting Noise there into turn 1. And Domily, well, is allowed to make a switchback on his teammate and also invites GTA Gamer to go for a move into turn 4. But does he have the straight line speed? Doesn't look like he has. He's had a look up the inside, but he didn't manage to actually get alongside before the turn-in point. And therefore, Eat My Dust kept the position and continues to be right behind his teammate and waiting to find a gap to get past into P11 and then potentially also looking at a P10 by overtaking Noise up ahead, the Williams man, who, well, be trying to chase down the medium runners, making sure he has DRS up ahead, so it's easier for him to defend from the two Alpines. That would certainly be a big help for him. Meanwhile, Samba has really closed the gap at the front, only 4 tenths between the two leaders, although they haven't been overtaking each other. Samba might be playing it safe, just collecting ERS early on, and waiting for either the pit stop phase or late on in the race to actually go for his move. Yeah, Charlie's actually gaining a bit coming out of the corner, so Charlie seems to be safe for now, as we've got Ivo and I come side by side into the final corner. Both of them have now compromised their exits, inviting Freestyler to go for a move on the main straight. We're going to be 3 wide into turn 1 probably here, as Ivo defends from Icaramba. No, Freestyler doesn't pull alongside. Ivo on the inside, can he stay ahead? Oh, and it looks like he does. Freestyler can go for a switchback. And no, Icaramba does take a position, but now Freestyler, look at the exit! He's kept to completely go off the power to avoid just driving into Ivo on the exit. Ivo looking at on the outside to go for a move. Contact made between the two. Once again Freestyler trying to switch, once again doesn't have the traction to pull alongside. And Icaramba holds on to the position. Freestyler going for another switchback now to the outside of Ivo. He's looking to get past these guys as they... Well, this battling is really, really costing this group. As now, look at that, Noise is gone up to them side by side into turn 10. Can this go well? Yes, it does. Freestyler gets ahead of Ivo. Oh, Noise has been tapped by Domily, exiting turn 10. Lost a bit of time, but he's still in the ERS range. Ivo fighting back against Freestyler. We forgot Reggie spinning up ahead. Reggie is spun out of P3. Allowing Pantera to move up to the podium. Freestyler, another switchback out of turn 11 now. Side by side through turn 12. They have to lift through here to avoid contact. Pantera is now spun out of the podium places as well. Matt is up into the podium. Freestyler moves up into P8. It's all going off here. Meanwhile, the leaders are so close together. Samba, 3.5 tenths. Can he go for a move on Charlie? Does he want to go for a move on Charlie? Doesn't seem like he's not burning any ERS. Although Charlie is allowing him the outside line. That could lead to a worse exit for Charlie, maybe inviting Samba to go for a move. Although Samba doesn't quite get the exit he wanted out of turn 2 and 3. Looks like Charlie's going to be able to defend it for now. Oh! Meanwhile, with the spins for Reg and Pantera, they are now finding themselves very, very close together on track here. And chasing down Matt for third. So, well, Juventino also right behind them on mediums. Although I think at this stage mediums will begin to drop off just a little bit. The hards could be coming into their own. Some tire wear affecting the pace of these drivers now. Certainly for the medium runners, I think they will be at about 40% after 9 laps, I think. With the first pit stop should be coming in a couple laps time. that's when the strategy will start getting interesting. We've got Freestyler still right behind Ivo. This battle just will not stop. They would have lost so much time to the hard runners. They had him gapped, and so once those hard runners box and have the tire advantage in their favor, those three, Alcaramba, Ivo and Freestyler, might regret having battled this hard early on and not having taken advantage of the fact that they could pull away, rather well, just continuing to battle for position instead of working as a team basically and pulling away in a DRS train. And Noise might have a good chance to go for a move here. Oh, Ivo pulling over to the inside. We've got Reggie and Matt battling into turn 1. Pantera right behind him as well. Oh, Pantera has tapped Matt. Yeah, big contact there through turn 1. I think Matt's gotten away well though. Matt might be getting back into P3 here with DRS into turn 4. And yes, he does. He pulls back ahead. Although they're still side by side, but Matt with the inside line has a big advantage. We've got one of the, I think it's an Alpine off at turn 1. Eat My Dust, who's now down into P18. Alcaramba and Freestyler and Domi Lee, look, out of nowhere with the switchback. What is going on here? What's this, like a 7-6 car battle or what? Crazy stuff here in the midfield once again. Freestyler up into P7, Ivo in P8. The Alfa Romeo in the background, that's Alcaramba who's now gone off. And he's rejoined somewhat safely. Well, arguably maybe not as safely, he just rejoined straight instantly, but thankfully nobody got impacted by that at all. And, well, Freestyler's now moved up into P7, Ivo into P8. Reggie and Matt are fighting once again side by side through turn 11. I can't really keep the camera on all of these battles at once. And Matt stays ahead, although Reggie is on the inside. Oh, just about leaving the space as they are battling down to the last corner. Pantera will be looking at this and just waiting for his opportunity for those two to make a mistake, and for him to be able to slip through and go past, and then maybe pull a gap, secure that P3. Matt is defending the inside. Pantera is going to the outside of both of them. Pantera with a double move at once, burning his ERS and just flying past him. They have no answer. Reggie also trying to get past Matt. Pantera now I think won't have any DRS though. And Pantera has gone past both of them at once, although Matt now with the DRS advantage. Can he get back past the Red Bull man? Pantera with great straight line speed here. I think he's going to cover him off, and no he's not. Matt on the inside. Just about managed to get alongside there, and now they're side by side, and Pantera is leaving the space. Although Pantera does manage to stay ahead now and secure that P3 at least for this lap. Although I'm sure Matt will be fighting back next level already. Got the first driver in the pits now, Ivo. I could imagine that it is a planned stop, and an early undercut could also be a wing change, given that he was involved in that. I don't even know how many cars. There was too many cars to even count that quickly. But there was a massive battle involving Ivo, which he might have gotten some wing damage in. Oh yeah, oh Freestyler! Freestyler spun coming out of turn 10. And, well, he's now dropped out of this massive train up ahead. Matt and Pantera are fighting once again. Pantera is on the P5. Reggie and Matt are both past him. What has happened to Pantera? He's made a mistake. He must have, surely. Now under pressure from Juventino behind as well. Juventino, I mean, he must be loving the fact that he got away from that midfield pack. And, well, he's now got a 7-second gap, so even once he pits for those hard tires, it will be a big ask for those guys to catch up to him once again, even with the tire advantage. Reggie can go for a move on Matt again, but Pantera, is he gonna go for another double move? Juventino's now in the pits. Reggie's going on the outside. Matt defending the middle. Pantera up the inside. 3 wide to turn 1. Who can come out ahead? Looks like Pantera on the inside. It's got the biggest advantage. Reggie stays in P5, but now with a better exit, I think it looks like Matt might be going for Pantera again. Reggie as well looking for a gap. No DRS for either Reggie, Matt or Pantera. Sorry, only Reggie having DRS. Matt and Pantera. Matt squeezing him right there. And Matt stays in P3, Pantera in P4, Reggie in P5 once again. Battles all over the field today. Pantera up the inside, can't wait for any longer, he feels like, oh, big tap from Reggie, but Pantera manages to catch it. Potentially some damage on Reggie's car, that was a lot of contact to be getting away with. But he seems fine, he hasn't lost any pace, at least from what I can tell after one corner. What about this massive midfield pack? Zenish has gotten a time penalty. Alcaramba has passed him as well for turn 10, so he must have gone off right here. And I'm not sure if he maybe locked up and went wide. which, well, I did say in qualifying, it's a very, very easy mistake to make. See it quite often. He's trying to get him on traction out of turn 11, but he doesn't manage to do it. Oh, almost loses the car through turn 12, just about catching it in the end. Charlie and Zemba are now sitting fast laps, so those two are really pushing. Is Zemba trying to go for a move? He's having a look at the outside, although he doesn't actually manage to pull it off. Reggie and Pantera are swapping positions as well, although they are quite somewhere behind Matt so far. Right now at least it's only Reggie and Pantera. Matt, well, still within DRS range, but not within attacking range at this moment. Pantera will be trying to fight back. Look how close he is! He is practically inside Reggie's car. But that has impacted this accident a little bit, and Reggie has pulled a little bit away. Zen is spun out of turn 1, and he, well, he spun with Icaramba apparently, as Icaramba is also, was also round. He's now side with Euge. Can he get past him? Looks like he's got the advantage slightly ahead. Going to the corner. Maybe a tyre advantage in Euge's favor as well at this point. Round the outside through turn 4. Good racing respect, leaving space for each other here, and it looks like, oh, still side by side actually. And still side by side. And I think now Icaramba is going to pull ahead and secure P11 for now, but he will very likely be pitting this lap or next lap, surely, as those mediums are really starting to show their age. He's been losing pace, been making mistakes, he's dropped down the field. So I think it's time to come in for him. And now look at this. Zemba is so close to Charlie here. Charlie though has much more ERS, so it looks like Charlie is able to save that better. Zemba faking a little pit stop, making Charlie think he's going for an undercut. The mind game is being pulled out early here. Although it would have definitely been very, very early for a pit stop. Reggie not burning any of the ERS in here. He has so much ERS, so he's saving up for potentially an overcut. If he is saving up, if you were going for an undercut, you would be burning it to because you can get some back in the pits, so you just be wasting it if you aren't burning it before your pit stop. Karamba, 5-second penalty for speeding the pits. Just gone a bit too quick there, apparently. So you will have to, well, he actually won't have to serve it at this pit stop, but if he goes for another one, he will, or if he, or he will get it added as a post-race penalty. Benny is off at turn 3. Well, that massive midfield group has broken up a little. We've got GTA Gamer, Domily and Noise, who are still in Pantera. Big mistake through turn 9. That's cost him quite a bit of time. Is he still within DRS range? Just about managed to stay inside, which is crucial for him. As, well, once the DRS is broken, it's very difficult to get back in it. We can also have a, well, now the race has finally calmed down. Yeah, look at the biggest losers in the game, of course, Havina, who I believe has already been in the pits. Noise up 12 places from last position, so very strong race from him at the point. GTA Gamer as well, he was down the field earlier in the race, he's now up to P6. Done well to recover, taking advantage of that midfield chaos. Matt as well, he will start in P7, now into P3. And there we go, Charlie's in the pits! Charlie has made the first pit stop in the leading group. And he's gonna go for an undercut against Zemba. Meanwhile, Reggie is still trying to overtake Matt here. He's now burning the ERS up the inside for Reggie. And surely he has to get past him and make the move stick at some point. He's been stuck behind him, or stuck battling him, for so long as Matt makes a mistake, pushes Reggie off. Although Reggie with the DRS has one more chance into turn 4. Pantera is so close behind as well. Side by side between Reggie and Matt. Who will come out ahead? Looks like Matt is just about gonna stay ahead here. Once again, Matt doing really well to defend the position. Noise and GTA Game are now battling over P5 as well. Charlie has gotten out and cleaner. Bad news for Zemba. That Charlie is, well, he's got nobody to hold him up here. And if Charlie manages to break DRS through this undercut, Zemba could be in big trouble. Yellow flags in sector 1, that's one of the AlphaTauris. It's Ivo who is spun coming out of turn 3, and an Aston Martin, I believe that's Evil Zuke then, joining him as well as Reggie and Matt are side by side through turn 11. Pantera almost losing it as he tries to avoid them as they were going very, very slowly after the corner. Reggie is getting a bit desperate, I think, at this point. He's going for moves everywhere. He really wants to get past Matt here. Maybe wanting to chase down those leaders. Zemba now in the fast little race. So Zemba is choosing to stay out for longer. Overcutting Charlie. or maybe wanting to have fresher mediums at the end. As Reggie's now in the pits. Reggie's gonna try to undercut Matt here, as he feels maybe that there is no way to get past him on track. Ivo, another spin on track, I think that's Ivo at least, yeah, in turn 10. Pantera and Matt are now on their own, which might make it easier for Pantera as he only has one opponent to focus on. Could maybe finally give him the advantage he needs to get past him, as well, Pantera and Reggie have both been struggling after their spins to get back past Matt. Meanwhile, GTA Gamer and Noise while battling over P4 on track. GTA Gamer very late on the brakes, sends it up the inside and gets it done. Yellow flags once again for Ivo. He might be having, well, wing damage, overheating tires, so he's really struggling now. He might end up being lapped soon. And we've got one of the Alpine spinning out of turn 3. I think that's Euge. It's Eat My Dust, sorry, Eat My Dust. Yeah, Alpine and Williams, tough to keep apart. I was struggling to see if it was a Williams or an Alpine. It could be time for Zemba to pit this lap, I think. Otherwise, Charlie is gonna get surely be ahead of him by a big margin. Although Charlie is coming up to Noise and GTA Gamer, which might lose him some time. He has to hope that those two pit soon, or that he gets past him easily. If he is stuck behind him for a long time, he is surely gonna lose some time. Well, of course, Purple Sector and Zemba is in the pits. So now, this is crucial. How close will he be to Charlie, or will he even be ahead of Charlie? Has the overcut worked for Zemba? How much time has Charlie lost on the cold tires? How much time will Zemba lose on the cold tires? Matt is now in the pits as well. He was battling Reggie before his pit stop, so yeah. Reggie and Matt are the ones to look out for, as well as Zemba and Charlie in a battle for the lead. Fast level from Charlie, so Charlie surely has gained time on Zemba, and there we go, Charlie is gonna go past him. Zemba is now off the pits behind him, on cold tires. Well, he's within DRS range for now, but can he stay within DRS range? He is gonna be struggling for protection. There we go, he's already out of DRS range. Charlie, the undercut has worked brilliantly for him. He's broken DRS, and maybe he secured himself the race win by doing so. Matt has come out ahead of Reggie. The undercut from Reggie hasn't worked. Maybe he's running too much with cold tires. Of course, Matt is now on those cold tires and will maybe hold him up a little bit. Could play into Pantera's cards. Pantera going for the massive overcut on both Reggie and Matt. And with Matt on the cold tires, maybe Matt and Reggie battling a little bit. This could work wonders for Pantera. You can see Matt is really struggling and Reggie up the inside. Because, of course, you can see Matt is going slowly right now. Not having those tires warmed up yet, but I think maybe now they are getting into temperature. Should be about the time halfway through the lap that they are side by side through turn 10. This is really helping Pantera. Switch back from Reggie, side by side, still over the next DRS rate. Matt has the DRS, but Reggie is burning his DRS. Got the inside line. Who will come out ahead? It looks like Matt is going to stay around the outside there, although Reggie is... Oh my god, Reggie has done it! Just about, but for how long? Matt has come back every single time. Pantera's now in the pits, and surely that battle will have lost him so much time. Pantera might very well jump up into the top 3 places here. Oh, an effective top 3 once the rest of the fields make their pit stops as well. The gap between the leaders now 1.7 seconds. Charlie has continued to build on that gap. Matt can't fight back against Reggie right now. He's already put on a pretty big gap on him. And there we have Pantera leaving the pits. Pantera leaving the pits in P3, I think, or P4 on track, battling to Ventinho, and now Reggie as well. Of course, Pantera on the cold tires is going to be overtaken by both Reggie and Ventinho here. And Matt might be following through soon as well. Although for now he's stuck behind the Red Bull driver. Oh, he's having a look at the inside in turn 6. The side's better off it, but of course Pantera will be so slow through here on the cold tires. And Matt will certainly be annoyed right now. He's gonna sit it up the inside. Oh, contact made. Pantera stays ahead just about. Matt tried to go for a send up the inside into turn 8, but it didn't quite work out for him. Pantera has managed to stay in DRS range with the cars ahead, but the overcut didn't quite work as well as he would have hoped. Although he doesn't have fresher tires as an advantage. Reggie overtaking Ventinho here, using his tire advantage. Moving back up into an effective P3. Only Euge and Angel left to pit in this race. Everybody else has made the first pit stop, the first and only pit stop more than likely. Meanwhile, Zemba is trying to get back into the DRS range of Charlie. He's down to 1.1 yellow flags for Ivo coming out of turn 3 there. Pantera is close to Juventino. He has to get past him, I think. As Juventino, of course, on the hard tires will be slower than the cast one. Already, well, Juventino is pushing to get back past Reggie. Juventino wants to defend this, even though he's in the hard tire, even though it's probably losing battle. And Pantera with a massive send on Reggie, and that was never gonna work. Never was that move on. Pantera is lucky not to have spun fully. Ivo is now out of the race after having spun at turn 8, and we've got a safety car! Safety car deployed! And that throws the race upside down. Amazing news for the likes of Eugen and Angel, who haven't made the pit stops yet. So they can now make an effective free pit stop on Eugen. Whoa, we could come out in somewhere in this group right here. These four, Hervina to Noise. Angel will drop behind Hervina surely. Hervina on 7 lap old mediums though. Hervina might have to pit as well to make sure he gets to the end. I think soft tires, 10 laps on softs is a stretch. So the people who do pit will probably go for mediums. Angel should be coming out behind Benny for sure, and probably behind Icaramba. The drivers on hard might actually opt to box as well for mediums, sacrificing track position for better tires. Lots of strategic options. Look at this. Senma's in the pits. He's got the gap to behind, of course. So he's putting on fresh softs for Senba. He's gonna go for the gamble. He is gonna go for the gamble. Can he bring those to the end? Those tires are gonna be destroyed by the end, I think. But of course, it does give him a chance to go for the win. Oh no, he's stopping behind. He's stopping behind Reggie, Pantera and Matt. So he's got 3 cars between him and Charlie. He's got softs, which will definitely drop off towards the end. Very interesting. Eugen and Juventino also on softs. You know, interesting. I didn't expect anyone to go for softs, and well, quite a few people who did pit are going for softs. Although mediums for Angel, Hervina and Freestyler. So they're going for the safe option, which I think is the better option, because those softs, even if they do hold on, they will be quite slow by the end. And I don't think it's worth the initial pace difference, as it doesn't even seem to be that big between the softs and the mediums around Bahrain. Especially because the softs tend to start overheating pretty quickly. Although if they can keep the softs in temperature window, if they can keep them working, and they don't drop off by the end, they might be able to make out a few places here. Semba, I'm not sure how I feel about. Well, he went for the gamble, he went for the win, which is of course applaudable. Although I think it might have been the wrong decision for him. Although, I mean, if he proves me wrong, it will be very, very nice to watch, as he will have to overtake 4 cars. So I almost hope he proves me wrong here, and ends up giving us a nice battle for the lead between Charlie and him. Of course, Pantera on fresher mediums as well. The gap has been, well, the gap between him and Charlie that was created by his early spin is now gone. So Reggie and Pantera, having both spun early in the race, are now right back in the fight for the race win. Anything can happen now. Charlie on the older mediums, having gone for that very early undercut, could be in trouble here. Well, the difference isn't massive between him and Reggie, but Pantera on much fresher mediums than those guys. 3 laps compared to Charlie. Certainly an advantage not to be underestimated. And it might allow Pantera, it might be the deciding factor here in this race. So we'll have a, well, I think we'll be restart the race at the end of this lap, so we'll have an 8-lap sprint to the end. And that could be very, very interesting. Got a few penalties as well, which will impact the finishing order. 5 seconds for Icaramba and 3 seconds for Sen. So they will lose, well, likely lose a few places unless they manage to pull out gaps to the cars behind them. Well, I think this group right at the back here, the 3 guys, will catch up the safety car pack soon. And if they do, the safety car should be called in. This lap has been out for 2 laps now, which is the normal safety car duration in this game. There we go, they are now at the back of the queue. And surely the safety car will now be called in. And we'll have, well, great excitement here in the final 3 laps of this race. Safety car being brought out by Ivo's crash at turn 8. And will it should be called in just as it's possibly... there we go, it's been called in just as we entered the final sector. The drivers are now warming up the tires and getting ready for the race restart. Charlie is setting the pace, Charlie is deciding when to go. He's gonna try to catch Reggie napping a bit. Make sure he has got a bit of a safety net behind him. Of course, leaving a slight gap in the safety car so he has some space to accelerate. Hasn't chosen to go just yet. He's pretty close to the safety car, so he has to go late. When is he gonna go? He's now gone! Charlie's now gone! And Reggie... Oh, Pantera's right behind him! Pantera is gonna catch Reggie here. Reggie, well, he's close to Charlie, but Pantera has gotten a really good restart, and Pantera is gonna send up the inside, and he gets it done, I think. Pantera already up into P2. What about Semba? Semba using those softs to get past Matt already? No, not quite, but maybe on the exit. Semba... No, doesn't have the exit speed. Meanwhile, Matt actually going past Reggie. I think Matt might be running some very low wings here. He had some amazing straight line speed there. Although now Semba on traction, trying to go for a switchback, but now Semba is still stuck behind. He needs to get those moves done early, while those softs still have the grip advantage. Maybe now, into turn 8, round the outside. Look at the grip on Semba, how much later he can brake. And now round the outside exit on the curb still, impacting his traction as well up the inside in turn 10. Will he stay alongside or is he gonna pull out? He's gonna stay in there. And now I think maybe he's finally gotten the move done. Walter Williams losing the car slightly on exit there. Matt is still alongside barely, but he surely has to concede the position now. Yes, he does. Semba finally takes P4 after that half lap long battle with Matt, and he can go after Reggie for the first, well, the final podium position, and then chase down Pantera and Charlie for the race win. Can Semba do it? Will those soft tires work out for him? We also got noise here right in the back of Matt, trying to move up into P5. And Benny's out of the race after turn 13, and that's another safety car! Another safety car! And, oh, noise just tapped Matt, that might be a penalty. That might be a first penalty. Charlie's actually on past the safety car here. So we'll have 1 lap under effectively virtual safety car conditions, and the next lap they will all be collected by safety car. And look how many pixel bits we're seeing now here. At the back, of course. These guys, well, they don't lose anything by going for fresh tires. They already, they didn't have track position. They don't lose any positions on track by pitting. And they choose to put on fresh tires. I'm gonna be back in a minute. I just need to have a quick toilet break. Alright, I'm back. Yeah, safety car should be coming in this lap, I think. Actually, I'm not sure if freestyle will catch the safety car queue, which might delay the safety car by one more lap. I can see quite a few people have now boxed for softs. The safety car, I'm not sure if it hurts or helps him. Of course, he has less tire wear now, but he also has less time to overtake. So I think the second safety car, I'm not entirely sure if it helped him or if it hurt his chances at winning this race. Either way, he now, well, he has to overtake 3 cars in, well, maximum of 5 laps, I think. If the safety car goes in this lap, if it stays out for one more lap, he will only have 4 to complete the move. Well, the moves. Multiple, plural. But, well, 1 would be enough for a podium. He has to overtake 3 cars if he wants to win this race. Also helps Charlie, of course, the safety car, I would say, as Pantera has less time to overtake him. He also has another go at catching the driver behind him out on the restart and pulling a gap early on. I think we are doing one more lap yet the safety car, as it hasn't been called in yet, and surely it won't be called in this late. So yeah, one more lap yet the safety car, and then hopefully we can have a sprint to the end without any more interruptions. And I think that will be exciting to watch, as drivers, well, they can't wait to go for moves. They have to go immediately. I've got Eat My Dust in the pits, actually. So he chooses to get 2 lap fresher softs, completely fresh softs instead of 2 lap old softs, which were only run on the safety car. Well, it's the tiny things, isn't it? The tiniest advantages. Of course, he has lost 1 position because of this. Although, I guess it is worth it to him. Interesting also, Olga, he is in P9 on those softs 5 laps as well, so he is in a similar state in December. Although I haven't been able to give him the same attention. Because of course he isn't fighting for the race win as of now. And therefore well, I've been covering the midfield as much as I can today. Although of course I don't want to miss anything at the front. That is where the most important part of the action is. And we'll be seeing more of the action now, as surely the safety car will be called in. Eat My Dust has caught up to the pack. We're ready to go racing. 18 drivers left in this race. Ivo and Benny have DNF'd. The rest of the drivers will now be fighting it out for the top 10 places for the points in this race. And who will come away with them? Who will get those points? Of course, lots of soft runners outside the top 10, so they will be trying to break into that top 10, overtaking these guys from P5 downwards probably. I think the top 3 are probably safe. But after that, anybody could drop outside the points here. Safety car in this lap. And we're more than ready to go racing here. Charlie, let's see if he stays close to the safety car again, or if he builds a bigger gap. He's certainly gonna try to catch Pantera napping, same as he did to Reggie last time. Well, it's pretty quick run from Charlie here, so maybe he's trying to warm those tires a little bit. Temperatures seem fine for Charlie. Let's see, when is he gonna go? We're still waiting. Safety car's back in the pits. He could go any moment. And he's chosen to go now. Reggie's already alongside Pantera. Reggie is gonna go back past Pantera here on the restart. Pantera with a bad restart. Samba as well, getting close here into turn 1. Pantera is braking late in turn 1. Samba also alongside Reggie. Is he gonna go for switchback through turn 2? Yes, of course he is. And Burning Ear is now, he's trying to get past Reggie early on. He needs to get the move done. He can't wait around for long, but he's not close enough. Not close enough, and Reggie stays in P3. Samba running wide, allowing Matt maybe to have a little look off the inside, but not a chance for the Alfa Romeo man. The softs are just too strong just early on for Samba still. Getting up temperature a little bit better. Domi Lee sending one off the inside of Matt here. Contact made, but Domi Lee doesn't get the move done. He's lost the car on exit, likely because of the contact. Noise also looking to get past the Alpine driver here, taps him, and then Noise been tapped by Sen. Constantina effect in full, well, completely in action here. The first softwares are now breaking to the top 10. Evil Zuk already dropping out of it. We've got Aaron diving off the inside. We've got one of the Aston Martins off, and he's spun into Icaramba. Icaramba's out of the race. Will that be another safety car? Hopefully not. I only saw it in the rear camera of, I think it was with Aaron at the time. Thankfully the race is still going, no safety car, and Samba, oh look at this, he is pushing, he's using the ERS, he's trying to get past Reggie, but I think the softs are already showing some wear, as he isn't quite getting the advantage on traction at this, as you would expect, compared between softs and mediums, but he is gonna go for the move into turn 1, and surely Samba is gonna make a mistake now, up the inside, and Reggie trying to go for switchback, trying to get back at him, but if Samba's gonna burn some ERS just to make sure. I think P3 might be the end of it though, as he only has 3 laps to go, and he's gonna struggle. Those softs are starting to show big signs of wear. You can see Pantera is pulling away from Samba as well now, just slightly low. Actually Samba is catching back up. Well, he's low on ERS as well. Pantera and Charlie are saving it, so those two are looking at a last lap battle here, I think. Freestyler with a penalty there, that could cost him some part. Evil Duke battling over P10 there. So yeah, the fight for P10 is still very much going on. Freestyler right behind Aaron here. On Freestyler has been tapped by Juventino into turn 10, and he's spun around, and he's collected the Ferrari. Juventino tapping him into turn 10, which causes Freestyler to lose it and spin into Juventino. You could say it's a bit of karma maybe for the Ferrari man. And, well, Freestyler and Juventino are both now out of the fight for P10. Hervina being squeezed off by Eat My Dust all the way here, as they are still side by side. And Hervina, contact mate! Juventino, Eat My Dust now being squeezed off. And he does concede the position for now, although he does have the soft tire advantage. He will surely try again later on. Now, D has been enabled. Let's see any fights going on in top 10. I don't think so right now. We'll have a look at the leaders. How close is it? Pantera is staying behind. Pantera is saving ERS. Samba is burning all of it. But he's not getting close enough. Those softs, they've dropped off. It hasn't worked out for Samba. Unfortunately, the strategy was still a little bit too aggressive maybe. Although maybe the safety car has played a part in that, although if they're dropping off already now, without the safety car they would have dropped off even earlier. Hervina getting back at Eat My Dust once again up the inside. Can he get P12 back? Yes he can. Although Eat My Dust will switch back. Great battling here over P12. Of course no points in for this position, but they can still get some points if people up ahead make mistakes. And Eat My Dust is off. Contact mate, Eat My Dust is in the gravel. And out of the fight for P12. Well, and out of the fight for points almost certainly. The race leaders, Charlie, still in P1 here. With a 3/10 gap to Pantera. Keeping it calm, staying cool, trying to bring it over the line. Pantera is bought a little bit of ERS, probably to stay within touching distance as they are now going into the final lap. One more corner on the second to last lap to go. And the final lap is where Pantera will be trying to make his move. Can he get past Charlie? Can he take the race win away from here at the last possible moment? He's gonna open the ERS. And can he fly past him in the straight? Does he have to wait for next ERS straight? How much ERS does Charlie have? Charlie's botting all of it. Samba not close enough. Reggie trying to get back past P3 as well. Pantera is going to go up the inside. Pantera is going to go up the inside. Late on the brakes. Pantera is pulled ahead. And he's got DRS as well. Charlie down the inside. Squeezes him out. Who can come on ahead here? Charlie's got the track position. Pantera has the DRS. And I think Charlie is just about going to hang on for now. But there's still one more DRS to go. Pantera having a look up the outside there. Look at that. Look at the direction. Look at the direction. Side by side now. On the last lap. Who's to win the race in the end? Charlie's been spun around. Contact mate. And Charlie's found on the last lap after leading for so long in this race. Heartbreak for Charlie. Pantera's going to win the race. On track at least. The stewards might look at that incident. I'm not sure. I'm not going to judge it right now. I didn't really see much of it. I only saw the one angle from far away. Charlie has left this session. He is going to be devastated to have lost the race win in this way. Reggie is low on ES. He can't. He's going to try probably, but I don't think he has really any chance to go for moving Pantera. Pantera is going to pick up the win here late on, I think, unless Reggie can pull out something magical here. It would have to be, well, he's too far behind. Too far behind. Pantera is going to bring it over the line, I am pretty sure. One more corner to go, and if he just keeps it clean, it will be his race win. And yes, it is. Pantera is going to win the first race in the season here in PAFR Division 1. and therefore it also takes him into lead. Reggie in P3, Samba in P3, sorry, Reggie in P2, Matt in P4, Noise in P5, right behind him actually, pretty close to the line as well. Dominic P6, Aaron in P7 in the end, Zuke in P8, Eugen P9, Zen in P10, Vina in P11, Friesela in P12, Twintinho P13, GTA Gamer P14, Charlie's AI will finish in P15, and Angel, well, the last one still running in P16, Eat My Dust, Akaramba, Benny and Ivo have DNF'd in P17 to 20. And there we go. The race is over, and what a race it has been. From the first lap to the last lap, we've had action all over the field. It has been a very interesting race to watch, and I have thoroughly enjoyed it. Noise gets fast the Drive of the Day award. Stan P20 finished, what was it, I already forgot. Definitely somewhere in the higher end of the top 10. But there we have your race winner, Face Pantera, deciding it on the last lap. And what a battle it has been in the end. He's made mistakes today, but he's come back from them. From that early spin, fought back, took advantage of the safety car. And yeah, sometimes a little bit of luck is needed. In this case, the safety cars have bailed him out, but he's taken full advantage of it. And that is part of the reason why he's been such a successful driver in recent times in PAFR. And once again, he's shown his class today, taking home the race win. Just ahead of Reggie, who gets faster as well, so a bonus point for Reggie here, and Noise in the end, yeah, going from P20 to P5, very strong race from him. Very, very impressive stuff. And yeah, I think, well, the entire top 10 can be really happy with their races, I would say. Patera takes home the race win, Reggie in P2, Samba P3, Matt P4, Noise P5, Dominique P6, Aaron P7, Zuke P8, Euge P9, and Zen, in the end, the final points position in P10. And I would say I will end the stream here. I hope you enjoyed the race, and I also hope to see you again next week, hopefully then on the PAFR channel if everything works correctly from then onwards. Yeah, very, very enjoyable Bahrain Grand Prix. I believe the track for next week, let me check the calendar before I say something wrong. Track for next week will be China. So yeah, China next Sunday. I hope you'll be watching once again. And yeah, have a nice day, have a nice evening, wherever you're from, depending on your time zone. And goodbye.